Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Flugelgard weapon series and how the potential actually works. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to get out of the way is, yes, I do have a Flugelgard katana over here. Now for those who are wondering how I got a Flugelgard katana, I did buy this off the player shop. It did cost me an arm and a leg, it cost me a lot of meseta, but it popped up in the player shop. I saw it was at a quote-unquote reasonable price, or I could afford it, so I literally just went all out and I bought the katana. I did not get this from a drop, I had to spend a lot of my meseta to buy it, okay? This was how I was able to actually test its weapon potential, because as you can see over here, all allies receive a support effect for 120 seconds after using a photon blast. These support effects stack. Now for those who are wondering what the support effects are, it's 15% damage reduction, 15% PP cost reduction, as well as 5% crit chance. So all of these support effects sound pretty awesome, and on top of that, they even stated here that the support effects stack. However, the way they word it is kind of weird because you don't actually get the damage reduction, the PP cost reduction, as well as the crit rate all at once. It's by person. So let's say Emiko does their photon blast first. We all will get the damage reduction of 15%. However, we do not get the PP cost reduction, and we also do not get the crit rate. Only when I photon blast afterwards, then we get the damage reduction and the PP reduction. Then in order to get the crit rate, we need a third person with a Flugelgard to photon blast. Now if you only have one person with a Flugelgard and they photon blast multiple times because they pick up a blast sign, for example, it will not activate the second tier of buffs. So let's say that I photon blast first, I get the 15% damage reduction. I pick up a blast sign, I photon blast again. I will not get the PP cost reduction. In order to activate that, you need a second person with a Flugelgard to unlock the PP cost reduction. I'm going to show you that right now. So as we can see over here, my Lotus Lightning costs 18 photon power in order to cast it. So I'm just going to cast it right now one time. Pay attention to my photon power. It's 210 right now. I cast it once, it's 192, all right? So it costs 18 photon power in order to cast this once. Now I'm gonna photon blast over here, and bang, 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 and I'm gonna do Lotus Lightning again. You're gonna still see it's still 192 out of 210, still costs 18 photon power. Now I'm gonna tell Emiko to photon blast, so they're gonna photon blast right now. It's still within that 2-minute window. Bang, 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 bang. All right, they finished photon blasting, and we can see we also got the aura. And now pay attention to my photon power. It now only goes to 194, so it costs 2 photon power less, which just so happens to be 15% of my 18 PP cost. Now under normal circumstances, I personally believe they should have rounded up, so it should have been -3 PP instead of -2 PP, because technically 15% of 18 is actually 2.7. However, Sega rounded down, so it only -2 PP, but nevertheless, that is how you get the PP cost reduction. Now as for the sequence of buffs that you get, from my understanding, the first one is damage reduction, 15% damage reduction, easy peasy. The second one, I am sure it is the PP cost reduction because we literally just tested that. Now, I don't have a way to test the third one because I don't know anyone else that also has a Flugelgard, so unfortunately, I'm not able to test that. And even if I did have a third person, testing crit rate is an absolute pain in the butt, so I don't actually know how to test that. All right, now we're testing the damage I take. As you can see, I took 449. And now I'm actually going to photon blast and then see how much damage reduction we get. So there we go. We did the photon blast. And we took 380. Now I did heal midway, so I'm going to take another hit. 479. We need the pushing attack. That's the one that we want him to do. There we go. 349. We definitely take a lot less damage now because of the damage reduction. So yeah, that is guaranteed that we get the damage reduction first, then we get the PP cost reduction, and then we get the 5% crit rate afterwards. So that is the sequence of how the buffs work. Okay, and now you can see Emiko is about to photon blast, and now we get the PP cost reduction. As you can see, it cost me 2 less PP in order to do my Lotus Lightning. As you can see, 194 PP. So that is 15% less PP usage, and that's how it works. Easy peasy. Editor Care over here, there's something I forgot to mention regarding the stacking of those buffs. So remember the damage reduction, you get 15% damage reduction when you use your Photon Blast, and when the second person does their Photon Blast, not only do you get the PP cost reduction of 15%, you get an additional stack of 15% damage reduction as well. Emiko was actually the one that noticed this while we were running Darkfall Solus. Unfortunately, I only have this clip over here where Emiko was typing out the damage numbers that they were taking as proof that you do take less damage as more people with Flugelgards do use their Photon Blast. So the way the weapon potential is worded on how things stack does mean that the more people that have Flugelgards, the more powerful the effects are going to be, because you're going to get continuous stacking of that damage reduction. And if you have 3 people with Flugelgard weapons, then the PP cost reduction is going to be increased further, and it's not going to be 15%, it's going to be more like 30%. And the more players you have with Flugelgards, the more powerful those effects are going to stack. So not only do you need multiple people to unlock all 3 powers, but you also need more people to stack those powers so that they become even more crazy. But nevertheless, that is how the Flugelgard weapon potential works. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel, it really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!